Peter and Sarah, you're members of Holy Cross. Can you tell us a little bit of history about yourselves and what you've been through in the last 4 years?
Well, I've been a lifelong member of Holy Cross. My grandmother started attending there in February of 1946 when it was founded. I went to grade school there and then on to Concordia. And when Peter and I met, he started attending with me and joined, and we got married there. So it's been 4 years ago. It's been a long 4 years, good 4 years, but we've had our ups and downs. He was diagnosed as a teenager with type 1 diabetes, and it's caused some complications for him. Mainly he's had quintuple bypass, and 2 stents, multiple eye surgeries. Then he was in kidney failure and had to go on dialysis 3 times a week and get listed on a transplant list. But we got lucky, and in August we got the call that they had organs that were a match for him. So he's gotten his kidney and pancreas transplant now.
Peter, tell us a little bit about the transplant process.
As she said, I was on a transplant list for both a kidney and pancreas. I was on the list for a little over a year while I was doing dialysis. We received a call on a Sunday, and I wasn't allowed to be any more than 4 hours away from Indianapolis at any time while I was on the list. So we received a call at 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. We got to Indy at the hospital about 5 o'clock in the evening. And then they had to do some testing for a lot of blood work, chest x-rays, and then we had to wait about 12 hours before we got a final yes that everything was a go. Then probably about 5 o'clock in the morning they started doing the surgery, and it was about a 6-hour process. I was in the hospital about 10 days while they kept a watch on my blood sugars, make sure that the pancreas wasn't going into rejection and my kidney functions were doing well. So I was in there for just a little over 10 days.
Could you tell us a little bit about the cost that you've incurred throughout this whole process?
During the year of dialysis and leading up to the transplant, it was roughly $20,000. And then going forward, the expenses that insurance doesn't cover, such as traveling down to Indianapolis, staying the night at a hotel, gas, the food that we have to pay out of pocket, and then also medications that I'll be on for the rest of my life, which are anti-rejection medications, are roughly $12,000 per year. I have another prescription that I have just for another probably month or two, which would be $1,000 by itself as well.
Okay, so you're talking about $20,000 initially through the process, and then going forward, you're talking at least $12,000 to $20,000 per year thereafter. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, could you tell us a little bit more, Sarah, about organ transplant donation?
There's 123,000 people on a waiting list right now for organs, and unfortunately 21 roughly a day die waiting for a transplant. We've been very blessed that we got that call, and the biggest thing is just go to donatelife.net, sign up to be an organ donor, and tell your family what your wishes are. It'll make it easier should something happen to you. We'll never be able to repay Peter's donor or his family or her family. So.
Praise God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.